So I had started building that truck. It was a 40-ton meter Palfinger. It had 83 feet of hydraulic reach and 100 feet of 2 manual extensions.
Okay.
And we were building the truck. And all of a sudden, there was a post on Tree Buzz that said, "What do you guys think of this?" And there was 2 pictures, both of a Palfinger crane with a grapple saw on the end of it.
And that was the Mechanil?
That was a guy named Glenn Gerasimic. Shout out to Glenn. He's pretty much started this whole thing in the United States. And he put that on Tree Buzz, and I saw that freaking post, and I'm like, no way, dude.
So did that immediately, you were like, boom.
My truck was already in production, and they couldn't change it.
Oh, okay.
And I couldn't get the grapple saw on it because I didn't have the hoses to do it. So I called Palfinger and I said, I have to have that. Now there's only
how do we do this?
There was only 2 of them in the country right now, and I have to have that. And I called him, and he said that's a $27,000 upgrade. Okay. Not the saw, that just the hydraulic stuff to put on the crane.
Is that the hose reel?
The hoses,
and the thing,
all the stuff that had to be on there.
Has to be able to supply. And
so I told him, I said, I don't care what you have to do. I said, but make sure that Palfinger, make sure that that's sent with the crane when it comes from Austria. We're putting that grapple saw on. And my Palfinger dealer goes, we are? And I said, yeah, we are. So he checked into it. We went up to Pittsburgh to see Glenn Gerasimic's truck, see it working and all. And here we are, like the 3 of us are talking right now. And here he is. I'm talking to him, and he's taking a tree down. He took a 18-inch silver maple tree, 65 feet tall, blah, blah, blah. Took it down in 45 minutes while we're talking to each other. Laid it on the ground. His guy grabbed the mini and put it all in the chipper. It was like, like you're standing there and you're catching flies with your mouth because it's like, there's no way
you can't believe what you're saying.
Yeah, that just happened. So I have to have it. Well, there was only 2 in his and another one. And so anyway, that's how it kind of worked out to be. And so I was like, so we found out where we could buy the grapple saw because you couldn't buy them in the United States anywhere. We found out where we could buy that. We had one shipped over. We had the thing in. Then they converted my whole crane into that. We didn't get the conversion completed for the November 15 TCIA in Pittsburgh. So I drove the truck out without the grapple saw working, but we hung the grapple saw on.
I remember this.
And it was in the booth, and it sat there, and we had tons of people asking about it and all. And the other company that was building them in Ohio, they had one of their trucks there, and that's kind of how it all started. TCI of 15 was the first grapple saws on the floor.
10 years.
Yeah,
so they have really exploded. In 10 years.
Oh yeah. I mean,
yeah.
So we didn't have it at that, but the next, 2016, it had been a whole year with the grapple saws, and there was 6 or 8 or 10 or 12 of them. So we had a meet and greet, and the guys that had them, they all showed up, and then their spouses and friends. And so we had like 45 or so people in a bar and just had a good time. And now the grapple saw thing has just gone from ground zero to atom bomb, and in the way it's working.